costs for residents alike to make sure that they can get some useful educational tools and things that they can monetize later on in life. And have a media center in the city of Flint, like Mr. Cleveland talks about. We have to have some activities for young people to participate in. And this is one way that the city of Flint can partner with school districts, media centers, and different things of that nature, where we can pass on these dollars and cents to help improve our community. Right now, Comcast has not been forwarding all the money. I believe they have not been forwarding all the money that is due to the city of Flint. But if you go to a community like Grand Blanc, Davidson, Flushing, Swartz, or anywhere in our county area, you see that they have incorporated media programs in their secondary educational systems. And this is a tool that we can utilize in the city of Flint to empower not only children but residents alike. And I think Paul Henry and Inez Brown is the last two remaining members of the telecommunications board that we had established here some years ago to deal with these type of contracts and these type of things. But since that time, the money has not been allocated to any particular purpose, but just to the general fund of the city of Flint.
Thank you. Our next speaker this evening is Chris Maroney.
Thank you. My name is Chris Maroney and I live in Flint, Michigan. Let me speak first on the consolidated plan that's coming up, the changes to it. Sidewalks have been eliminated as I read it. We're going to give the Genesee County Regional Chamber of Commerce more money. Please, do they need more money? They took all the hotel and tax revenue. I mean, give me a break. Have they really found any jobs for Flint, Michigan?
No.
I don't believe they have, because you know, we just went through an election recently, and our Mayor Walden, said he brought 2,000 jobs to Flint, Michigan. So I don't know how many jobs are left for the chamber. So I say, don't give the chamber any money. Or maybe Mr. Walden can tell us who really brought the jobs here to Flint. And let's talk about the Carrie County water thing. Wow, don't do it. We don't want to do this. The Carrie County water thing, if it's such a good idea, the residents, all the residents of the city of Flint will be tapped into that. But the out-county, those that live in Grand Blanc City, Grand Blanc Township, they will not be required to tap into it. So let's spread the cost amongst everyone and then see how much favor there is for the Carrie County water pipeline. At what price does that become too expensive for us as a community to invest in it? They haven't told us that. $1 billion, $5 billion, $10 billion. It's a financial problem that needs to be analyzed and worked on. And the problem is, how much are you willing to pay for something today to pay for a lot less tomorrow? The tomorrow is 25 years out. The today is putting in the pipeline, paying for the labor and everything else. We heard tonight, just from our emergency financial manager, he said, I quote, for the region, the pipeline is a great project for the region. I don't know, what's so great about it for Flint? Do you believe for 1 minute that if a large company, let's say General Motors, a Toyota, wants to build a new factory here in one of the communities where this new pipeline is going to be, do you think they're going to come to Flint, Michigan and build it on the old Buick site? No. They will go out to Lapeer County along I-69 with some virgin farmland and build a new plant there because they don't have to worry about any contamination. That's what's going to happen. Do you think any food processing plants are going to move here? Where are they going to move to? On the big city site? Maybe Chevy down in the hole where they're growing trees now? You've got to be kidding me. That pipeline, it's a bad idea. Let me remind you, Auto World, Windmill Place, Water Street Pavilion, they were all going to save Flint, Michigan. High Agency. I mean, pick a project that has saved Flint, Michigan. It hasn't happened. We heard tonight, Councilwoman, you asked about homes being demolished. You know why they're not being demolished? The truth of the matter is they're being built over in Smith Village. Everybody in this community wants to be the new Donald Trump of America. You know, Smith Village, we should have just paid the money back. We should have cut our losses. We heard tonight Mr. Brown talk about throwing good money at bad money. That's what we're doing in Smith Village. You need to go and tell your residents that you represent, the reason we're not turning down that abandoned home next door to yours is because we're building Smith Village. And the mayor puts a feather in his cap and says, hey, this is the only new subdivision being built in Genesee County. My God, we need to be tearing down houses. We have an overabundance of homes on the market here in Flint, Michigan. Why would we build more? When General Motors has too many cars on the lots, what do? They don't build more cars. They lay people off to adjust the inventory. We need to adjust our inventory of homes here in Flint, Michigan. I mean, you don't need to be a rocket scientist nor a Rhodes Scholar to figure this out. The parking deck, no one's talking about that. Stop paying that.
Good evening, blessed New Year's. I'm Reverend Whitaker. I live here in Flint on the north side around. I call it Hood, I'm Hood. But I was 2 blocks, I said before, where the 32 that was the main drug dealers, and then 64 the next year went to prison. But I'm here for another reason. The financial manager is here. And as yet, the city had said that it was going to replace the 6 computers at Hasselberg. And that was under contract with Bank of America. They were going to replace it, and that was part of the contract. As it stands now, we have 33 people in the computer class at Hasselberg. We do not still have those 6 computers, and there's some persons that have been turned away. Our desire is to be up on the computers because it's our children that we want to train, to equip them so that they'll be ready to meet the needs. That's very simple. Just please give us the computers. That's all. The other thing is, with this, with the financial manager and all that, my report is from Detroit that 57% of them will be foreclosing their homes in the next 2 years. Now, if that's the case in Detroit, what is going to happen here? Since all the taxes come from the citizens, and yet many persons who work on the outside, so we get no revenues from them. What are we going to do about our children? I mean, it's good to talk about where this is going, but I don't understand. If I broke the law like they did last year, they would put me in prison. No one is going to do it. It comes down saying, okay, we don't know. See, those 2 fellas that even broke into the place, they even know them, and they haven't been arrested yet. They're still running around the community. I don't understand that. I don't understand, even now, I'm not chairman of the board at Hasselbrink because they were saying conflict. That's fine. Still $9,147 has not been spent. The sewing class at Hasselbrink needs 7 sewing machines, and we can't get it. But if the man said he get anything he wants from down here, from downtown, and the person that's supposed to be representing that entity can only show up over in that area once or twice a year. Major problem. I live there. I'm trying to reach the young folks. Senior citizens are going over there hungry, and they're not just black. They're over there, they're having problems because what? One wants to get 5 or 7 cups of coffee, and what it gets me, it's senior citizen millage money, and we don't have enough money. And the Congress says that the money is available for the senior citizen centers, and we can't spend it. Then they pass different legislation that they want to spend the money, but then they want to hold the money. I'm wondering what happened to the $60,000 from the centers for the last 3 or 4 years. Enjoy life and spend the money and let senior citizens reach their children and let them live comfortably. Because believe it or not, you're going to get old too. And it's not guaranteed what's going to happen the next day or the next hour. But it's one thing, it's amazing to me how persons talk about Flint, and the politics, everything you go along. Everyone is about money. I respect a lot of you around here. I respect a lot of these persons here because they are really the true representatives. I'm tired of persons trying to represent me and they're on the payroll. I really have a problem with that because it's not about money, it's about people. It's about people. And when we're concerned about people, it does not matter. God will provide that. I know that myself. But I'm just saying, I don't look for you if you don't know the Lord to look at it like that. But I do think that you should treat everybody as a human being. All of us deserve respect. Take money from the top and then turn around and put it through the water bill.
Our next speaker is Sharif.
Thank you. I was not sure if I was going to be able to, get in. But thank you. I am Sharif. And I want to talk about two disparate but sort of tied together, intrinsically topics. First of all, I would say that the master's tools can never dismantle the master's house. And the reason why I say that, I really love Audre Lorde. She is one of my sheroes. And Audre Lorde said this specifically when talking about patriarchy and how using the terminology patriarchy can never dismantle that systematic oppression. And I see many parallels with this whole emergency manager law and how you have one person making decisions, and then yet you see the citizenship being grateful and say well, thank you for allowing us to speak, when it's our right to speak. It's our right. Representative government to elect our officials, which are you and our mayor, and you're supposed to represent us. And when we have someone else who is far removed, Governor Snyder, who looks at our city and says that because we are being an impoverished city, but impoverished because of policies that they help perpetuate. And we have this person bringing in an emergency manager. I ain't got nothing against Mike Brown. When I talk to him, he's, very civil and stuff. But it ain't about him as an individual, it's about who he represents. And even though he prepared for this, I think it kind of goes back to our values, that whether or not poor communities has access to democracy. And I think that that's something when I talk about values, I'm really interested in been closely following Greece, in the uprising of Greece, with these governmental policies about austerity. Now, we don't call it austerity here. We call it emergency managers. We call it giving up our public assets. Over the weekend, the emergency manager in Benton Harbor put up their radio station on eBay. Now, I've gone through several things about that because I'm just what kind of mess is this? Well, we can have